teach it in the real world is we return fire, then seek cover. Here, we don't want them standing and shooting unsupported. So they're instructed, go to the first barrier, yell out the 3 Ds, then return their fire. That way all of my barriers still look like this at the end of the day instead of a bunch of holes in them. All right, it's just safer. It's easier for them to just jog to the first one. It's probably 10 meters that they're going to have to jog. So it's still a pretty quick 3 Ds. As they approach the barriers, we're going to instruct them, if they keep their thumb, their non-firing thumb, in front of their firing shoulder, that's going to keep their weapon downrange at all times. All right, so when they're moving, their weapon can be down, it's just got to be forward, or it can be up. But either way, when they get to these barriers, they have to get the weapon above the barrier. They will shoot off the stair step or waterfall side. All right, we've seen this. They come in, it's low, they come in too fast, they come in hot, they hit the barrier, and then they butt stroke themselves. We've had several come off with busted noses, split lips, all that because they don't follow instructions. So as they're coming in, just slow it down a little bit, get their hand out, make sure their weapon is above where they want to shoot from. Now, from this point, 3 Ds, bang, bang, shoot a couple times, knock those targets down. On live days, those targets, the 50s, once they're knocked down, they're going to stay down. All right, it's going to keep them from getting too close and wanting to shoot across the lanes. Right, so the 50 meters go down, then it's battle buddy, or they don't say battle buddy, that's cover me while I move. I've got you covered. Once that happens, once they hear I've got you covered, their weapon, which should already be on safe if they're not firing, all right, if they're not actively engaging, the weapon's on safe at all times. All right, so make sure it's on safe, pull the weapon up, take a step back, take a knee. Now they're behind cover. They can do whatever they need to do. Change mags, fix malfunction, anything that happens up there that they need to fix, they do it behind cover. All right, take that knee. Now, what they're going to say is look left, look right, look forward, my next cover and conceal position, weapon on safe. They have to say that out loud. If they're saying it, they're doing it. If they're doing it, they're going to be allowed to move. They're going to be safe when they do it. This space is going to allow them, when it's time to go, when they shout moving, weapon comes up, it's a much straighter line to the next cover and conceal position than it is from being right here. Also, if they're right here when they go to move, you see where their weapon goes. All right? And if they go to do that, they're going to flag their battle buddy. They're also changing direction out in the open, which makes them stationary for that split second. So what I want them doing is moving through, if you slide that other barrier here, we've got a doorway. All right, I'm telling them, everywhere they go in the world, they're going to have to go through a door at some point. Somebody's going to live in a shelter that has a door. You've got to get through there. So when they leave, they go through the doorway side, the vertical side. They're following their weapon. From this barrier to the next barrier, they're on their feet the entire way. So if you walk down, I'll show you. So once again, as they get here, they slow it down just a little bit, get their weapon above where they want to go. All right, they're sandbagged, you can push, you can pull on these things, they're not going to fall. You can get a very steady firing position out of this. All right, so once they're doing that, it's the same thing again. The other battle buddy, cover me while I move, I got you covered. They push up, and we just successive bound all the way down. They're going to leave every barrier in a 3 to 5 second rush. How they approach the next barrier on their final bound will be the issue. It is a much longer distance out there than it is on this concurrent training lane. So they will leave this one exactly the same way as they left that. Look left, look right, look forward, my next cover and conceal position, weapon on safe, moving. All right, so they're going to leave. Again, they're not going to make the 3 to 5 second rush cover that entire distance. But because they gave themselves that space, once they hit their timing line, if you will, say you're a runner, once you hit here, you've got a 6 feet head start to build your speed up. Now, the faster they're moving when they get there, this is where the I'm up, he sees me, I'm down starts. The farther they move, the less distance they're going to crawl. Make sense? So if they can make it this close to that barrier on a 3 to 5 second rush, then we're going to let them low crawl or high crawl in. If they make it here, they're going to have them get down. So knees, post, sprawl, get back up, sprint again, get down again, and then crawl in position. So they may do 2 bounds in between each position, depending on how fast they move. Once they get to where they're in the crawling position or crawling distance, simply take every finger they have on their firing hand and wrap it around the pistol grip. Just tuck the buttstock under, keep the muzzle vertical as much as possible. Well, not that much, but up and down range, which will be huge on the live fire days. It's going to keep it out of the mud. We've had several core samples. We have to pull those kids off the lane and clear that before we allow them to continue. Because I'm telling them, this is going to be the part that blows up, not the barrel. The barrel's nice and strong. This is the weak part. This is what blows up in their face. So keep it like so, finger off the trigger, like this. Now, if they are not physically strong enough in their forearm, simply grab the magazine and mag well. That's going to give them more leverage. All right, so they can crawl that way. They crawl in position, bang, bang, set. Anything they have to do, and usually this is where the mag change happens. Slide back behind cover. If they can touch the cover with their weapon, we're going to have them slide back a little bit more. All right, give themselves that space. Their mag change. If you have them put their magazine pouch on their non-firing side, it's going to help them. Because we're not having them roll over on their back, we're not having them turn sideways. Weapon's downrange, just reach down, grab the magazine, put it in the weapon, and you're back in the fight. Crawl back up and you're good to go. Make sense? Nothing new under the sun, a lot less movements, all right? When it's time for them to go again, cover me while I move. Got you covered, look left, look right, look forward. My next cover concealed position. Slide back behind the barrier while all that's going on. Everything you're doing, you're not firing, get behind cover. At that point, they go to their feet again. They take off. So it's going to be 3 to 5 second rush, 3 to 5 second rush. They'll leave that barrier on the rush, then they'll high crawl. They'll leave this barrier on a rush, then they'll high crawl once more. All right? Once they get to that last barrier, it is a low crawl. By taking the slings off, it's just going to have you put your finger through that front side assembly, lay it on your forearm, drag the buttstock, head on the ground like we were all taught, and crawl. Looking at the muzzle, looking at the blank adapter. That way we can ensure that when they're crawling through that mud, if their head's the other way, it wants to do this, and it's going to core sample, and we're not going to see it. So this way they can at least raise and lower the weapon to keep it out of the mud. And that's all they've got to do. Once they get into position, battle buddy, cover me while I prep my grenade. I've got you covered. When they're prepping their grenade, they slide back behind cover. They just rest their weapon. Again, staying perpendicular to their cover. Pull the grenade out. If it's not already laying there for them, a lot of the lanes aren't even going to make them carry them because they're just going to get lost. We'll leave them at the last barrier. They grab it, peek, prep, peek again, go to one knee, throw it, get out, frag out. And that is the end of the lane. They're just throwing grenade bodies. There's no pins to pull. There's no spoons to find. The grenade bodies have engineer tape on them, which help us find them in the tall grass. It's not a hard lane. If they demonstrate that they can do the movement techniques correctly the first time, that's all they've got to do. All right, both days. They do a blank once, they come over here. The next day they do a live once, if they're safe. And if they're brought back over here, that's fine. They just get a little extra retraining and then we put them back out. We'll let them cool off, get some water. If it's been 4 hours since they've eaten, let them throw an MRE down and then get back out there. The NCO or the officer that says that they need to be retrained will be the one that comes with them. That way there's nothing lost in translation. We do have issues with cadets that will come off that have to be retrained. They want to make up their own story. Well, he said I wasn't being loud enough when I had to say bang, bang, bang. But he neglected the fact that he tried to move 3 times with his weapon on fire. Okay, so we're going to get both sides of that story, and if it's a retrain, then they're going to come over and retrain. All right, it's the only way they're going to get to live day is if they do it safe. Because once they pull the trigger on live, we can't get that round back. Not that hard. It's really not a hard lane. It's fun. Even the muddy days when it's raining, the kids are coming off smiling ear to ear. It's the first time